Sometimes graffiti just doesn't go according to plan. You show up with a sketch, you're excited about it, a new technique you want to test, and a vision of exactly how the wall is supposed to look. And then, absolutely everything starts going wrong. This piece was supposed to be an experiment. Instead, it became a lesson in stubbornness. Because halfway through this wall, I honestly wanted to quit. But what started out as one of my most frustrating painting sessions ended up teaching me something pretty important. Let's get into it. A few weeks earlier, I had really good results using 3 cans taped together. So naturally, I wondered what would happen if I used 4. Spoiler alert, don't do that. I got to the wall, covered everything in white, and started setting up the 4-can technique. The problem showed up immediately. The painter's tape didn't want to cooperate. The 4th can kept sliding out of the bundle. Every time it moved, the whole setup became looser. And every time it became looser, the lines became less predictable. Instead of getting clean parallel bars, I was getting random width all over the place. Some lines started thick and ended thin. Others did the exact opposite. Nothing was consistent. To make things worse, I also made a mistake in my sketch on the wall. I made my letters too tall, and the whole piece wasn't wide enough. So once they were on the wall, everything felt cramped together. There wasn't enough breathing room. At that point, I was already unhappy. And I hadn't even started painting yet. I decided to keep moving. Sometimes pieces look terrible in the beginning and come together later. So I started filling the letters. I used oranges on the outside sections and yellows towards the center. That part wasn't too bad. The fades actually worked pretty well. Then I moved on to what I thought would be the coolest effect on the wall. A 3-tone force field style uni around the whole piece. It started with a thick dark purple uni, then I added a dark pink uni a few inches away from it, then I tried fading the purple into the pink, except I accidentally covered most of the pink. Not ideal. So I tried saving it with a lighter pink fade around the outside. The vision in my head was this glowing energy field surrounding the piece. The reality, it looked like muddy colors fighting each other. And honestly, that's when I got really frustrated. At this point, I had 2 choices. Pack up or keep going. So I kept going. Then I started building the green 3D. And finally, something started working. The dark to light green transitions came out pretty nice. Then I started working on the cracks. This was probably my favorite part of the lettering. For the cracks, I used Amazon green and my tiny pink stencil cap, and then white highlights, and transparent black shadows along the ridges. That combination actually created a pretty convincing cracked surface effect. For the first time all day, I looked at something on the wall and I thought, you know, that's pretty cool. But overall, I still wasn't happy. The structure bothered me. The force field bothered me. The original 4-can experiment definitely bothered me. And honestly, I was ready to call it. I was tired, the wall wasn't turning out the way I had imagined, and I really didn't feel like painting anymore. Then I looked at my sketch and I remembered there was a lizard I wanted to paint. I hesitated because I really wasn't feeling it anymore, but I figured things couldn't get much worse, right? So I grabbed a can of black and started sketching, and almost immediately I liked it, which was surprising because I don't paint a lot of characters. I usually only focus on letters, but this little guy came together really quick. I filled him with Hulk green, added some sonar green for depth, outlined everything in black, and suddenly the wall had personality. The character brought balance to the composition. It added a focal point, and honestly, it became my favorite part of the entire wall. What started as a last-minute decision ended up saving the piece. This definitively isn't my favorite piece, not even close. But I think that's why I wanted to show it. Because not every wall is a masterpiece. Not every experiment works. Not every idea translates from a sketchbook to a wall. Sometimes, the best thing you can do is keep painting, keep problem solving, keep adapting, and sometimes, the thing you almost don't paint becomes the best part of the entire wall. So while I'm still not in love with the lettering, I absolutely love that little Vaughn Bodé lizard. And honestly, that alone made the day worth it. If you ever had a piece completely go sideways on you and somehow managed to save it, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay up.